Jin Su stepped off the transport ship and into New Seoul spaceport. The bright lights hurt her eyes after the dim lighting of the ship. She was 22 years old, with short black hair and dark eyes. Nothing about her looked special or dangerous. But the aliens working at the spaceport knew better. "Human Jin Su, please step forward for processing," said a Carrick official. His blue skin looked pale, and his 4 eyes blinked rapidly. He was scared. Jin Su walked to the desk and put her hand on the scanner. "I'm here for the Galactic Summit as Earth's junior ambassador." The Carrick official nodded but didn't look at her. "Your visit has been approved, though some delegations have filed complaints." "I'm sure they have," Jin Su said. She took her papers and moved forward. 2 security drones followed her. They weren't supposed to be so obvious, but the Carrick were not hiding their fear. 5 years ago, Jin Su had changed the galaxy forever. 5 years ago, she had been just a 19-year-old girl who refused to accept that humans should be slaves. Jin Su walked through the grand halls of the spaceport. The ceiling was made of clear panels showing the stars above. Aliens from 37 different worlds moved around her. Some looked like humans with small differences. Others looked like nothing from Earth. Collections of tentacles or floating gas clouds inside special suits. Many stopped and stared when they saw Jin Su. Some pointed. Some moved quickly away. "The butcher," she heard someone whisper. "The human devil," said another. Jin Su did not react. Let them talk. Let them hate. Their words could not hurt her. A group of tall, green-skinned Vrin blocked her path. They wore the expensive clothes of high government officials. The leader, a female with a gold band around her neck, glared at Jin Su. "You have nerve coming here," the Vrin said, "after what you did to our empire." Jin Su looked up at the alien, who was 2 feet taller than her. "What I did? I think you mean what you did to 17 human colonies. How many millions did your empire enslave? How many died in your work camps?" The Vrin hissed. "We should have killed all of you when we had the chance." "You tried," Jin Su said. Her voice was calm, almost friendly. "It didn't work out well for you." The Vrin official stepped closer. Jin Su didn't move back. The small bag she carried held her clothes, her diplomatic papers, and one other thing, a device the size of her palm that had once brought 3 empires to their knees. A human voice called out, "Junior Ambassador Jin, there you are." An old man hurried over. This was Ambassador Handa, Earth's senior representative. He was in his 70s, with white hair and a kind face that could turn stern when needed. "The Vrin delegation," Han said with a respectful bow. "I see you've met my assistant. I hope there are no problems." The Vrin leader stepped back. "No problems, Ambassador. We were just welcoming her." "Good, good," Han said. He put his hand on Jin Su's shoulder. "Come, Jin. We have much to prepare before tomorrow's meetings." As they walked away, Jin Su felt the hateful stares on her back. She didn't care. She had stopped caring about their opinions 5 years ago, when the Carrick Empire had attacked Earth's colonies, when the Vrin had taken human children for their labor camps, when the Azoth Confederacy had tested weapons on human prisoners. "You shouldn't provoke them," Han whispered. "I didn't," Jin Su said. "I just didn't show fear. The summit is too important for personal feelings." Jin Chu nodded. "I know why I'm here. I'll do my job." The job was peace, real peace, not just the absence of war. Jin Su wanted a galaxy where humans were treated as equals, and if the former empires couldn't accept that, well, she brought them to ruin once before, and she could do it again. Jin Su and Ambassador Han rode a floating platform to the top floor of the Grand Hotel. The building was the tallest in New Seoul, with 1,000 rooms for the most important visitors in the galaxy. "Your room is next to mine," Han said as they stepped off the platform. "Try to stay out of trouble." Jin Su smiled. "I always try." Her room was large and beautiful. One wall was all glass, showing the lights of the city below. Jin Su put her bag on the bed and took out the small device she had brought with her. It looked simple, just a flat square of black metal with a small screen. But this was Iris, the tool that had changed everything. "Hello, old friend," Jin Su whispered. She pressed her thumb to the screen, and it lit up with a soft blue light. A gentle voice came from the device. "Hello, Jin Su. We are on New Seoul. Security systems detected. Proceeding with caution mode." Jin Su put Iris back in her bag. She changed into fresh clothes, simple black pants, and a white top with the Earth Alliance symbol on the shoulder. Then she went to meet Ambassador Han for dinner. The hotel's main restaurant was on the ground floor. Aliens from many worlds sat at tables, eating foods that looked strange to human eyes. Jin Su saw Ambassador Han at a table with 3 other humans. She walked over and sat down. "This is my junior ambassador, Jin Su," Han told the others. "Jin, this is Tak Min, Dong Ki, and Ju Rai. They work at the Earth Embassy here." Jin Su nodded to each person. Tak Min was young, maybe 25, with friendly eyes. Dong Ki and Ju Rai were older and looked more serious. "It's good to meet you," Tak Min said. He smiled at Jin Su. "This is my first big summit. I'm a bit nervous." Jin Su was surprised. Could he really not know who she was? Most people in the galaxy either feared or hated her name. "You'll do fine," she said. "Just stay calm and remember what you're here for." As they ate, Tak Min told Jin Su about New Seoul. The city had been built just 10 years ago, when Earth first joined the Galactic Alliance. Before that, humans had been seen as too primitive for membership. Things changed fast after the 3 Empires War, Donkey said, giving Jin Su a knowing look. Tak Min didn't seem to notice. "I studied that in school. It's amazing how quickly the empires collapsed after centuries of power. No one expected." He stopped talking suddenly. His eyes went wide as he looked at Jin Su, then at the others. "Wait, you're at Jin Su, the one who—" "Yes," Ju Rai said quietly. "She is." Tak Min's face turned red. "I'm sorry. I didn't realize." "It's fine," Jin Su said. "It's nice to be treated normally for once." Suddenly, there was a commotion at the restaurant entrance. A group of tall aliens with red scales and sharp teeth walked in. They wore formal clothes with many medals and symbols of rank. "Vrin officials," Ambassador Han whispered. "And not just any Vrin. That's Grand Minister Lokai himself." The lead Vrin spotted their table and walked over, his yellow eyes fixed on Jin Su. "So," Lokai said, his voice deep and cold, "the Butcher of Sedin Prime dines while my people still rebuild what she destroyed." Jin Su looked up at him calmly. "Your people are rebuilding because you used them as weapons against mine. I just turned those weapons around." Lokai's scales darkened with anger. "You have no right to be here. The summit is for diplomats, not war criminals." Ambassador Han stood up. "Grand Minister, Jin Su is here as Earth's official representative. Your objection has been noted and rejected by the Summit Council." "This is not over," Lokai said to Jin Su. "You may have brought our empires low, but we are not finished. Remember that, little human." After the Vrin left, the table was quiet. "What exactly did you do to them?" Tak Min asked in a whisper. Jin Su took a sip of her drink before answering. "I showed them that building an empire on cruelty creates its own weakness." She looked at the young diplomat. "Tomorrow at the summit, you'll see that they still haven't learned that lesson." As they finished their meal, Jin Su felt the stares of others in the restaurant. Let them look. Let them whisper. Tomorrow, the real work would begin. Morning came, and Jin Su dressed in her formal Earth Alliance uniform. It was dark blue with silver buttons and the Earth symbol on the chest. She placed IRS in her inside pocket, where it rested safely against her heart. Ambassador Han waited for her in the hallway. "Ready?" he asked. Jin Shu nodded. Always. They took a special transport to the summit building. It was a huge round structure with a dome top that shone in the sunlight. Security was tight. Guards from many worlds checked everyone who entered. When it was Jin Su's turn, a Karek security officer scanned her with extra care. "What is this device?" he asked, pointing to a spot on his screen where IRS appeared as a small rectangle. "Diplomatic communication tool," Jin Su said calmly. "Standard Earth equipment." The officer looked like he wanted to take it, but Ambassador Han stepped forward. "All Earth diplomats carry them. It is allowed under summit rules." After a long moment, the officer nodded and let them pass. Inside, the main chamber was enormous. A round table filled the center, with seats for representatives from 37 different species. Above them, floating platforms held viewers who had come to watch the summit. Jin Su and Ambassador Han took their seats at the Earth section. The human delegation was small compared to the former empires. The Karak had 20 representatives. The Vrin had 15. The Ozoth Confederacy had 12. Earth had only 5. "Look there," Han whispered, pointing across the table. "The Ozoth speaker is Jae-hyun." Jin Su saw a tall, thin alien with gray skin and 6 fingers on each hand. Like all Ozoth, he looked almost human except for his eyes, which were pure black. "He hates humans more than most," Han added. "Be careful." The summit began with the head of the Galactic Alliance, a respected elder from a peaceful race called the Myth, calling everyone to order. "We gather to discuss the future of our shared galaxy," the Myth elder said. "Our first topic is Earth's request to expand to 3 new star systems." Jin Shu listened as Ambassador Han presented Earth's case. The 3 star systems were uninhabited. Earth needed room for its growing population. The expansion would be peaceful. When Han finished, representatives from other worlds spoke. Many small worlds supported Earth. But then the former empires took their turn. "Earth cannot be trusted with more territory," said the Karek speaker. "Humans are violent and unpredictable." "We have followed all galactic laws," Han replied. The Vrin speaker stood next. "Humans pretend to be peaceful while building weapons. We have all seen what one human can do." He looked directly at Jin Su. Then Jae-hyun of the Ozoth Confederacy rose to speak. His voice was soft, but full of hate. "Let us be honest," he said. "We fear giving humans more space because they produce monsters like her." He pointed at Jin Su. "The butcher who destroyed our fleets, crashed our economies, and humiliated our empires." The chamber went quiet. All eyes turned to Jin Su. The Myth elder spoke. "Junior Ambassador Jin Su, would you like to respond?" Jin Su had not expected to speak today. She looked at Han, who gave a small nod. She stood slowly. 5 years ago, I was not a diplomat. I was a refugee. My colony was attacked by the Karak. My family was taken by the Vrin. My friends were used for Ozoth experiments." Her voice stayed calm, but everyone listened. "The empires thought humans were weak. They took our worlds. They took our people." Jin Su looked at each of the empire representatives. "They did not expect us to fight back. They did not expect me." She did not tell them how she had done it, how she had used Iris to turn their own machines against them, how she had released their slaves and exposed their crimes to the galaxy. She didn't have to. Everyone remembered. "Humans don't want empires," Jin Su said. "We want to live in peace. We want to build, not destroy. But we will always defend ourselves." Jin Su sat down. The chamber was silent for a long moment. Then the voting began. One by one, the representatives made their choice. Earth would get its 3 new star systems. Jin Su caught Jae-hyun looking at her with pure hatred in his black eyes. She met his gaze without fear. His empire had fallen, but his hate remained strong. The first day of the summit was over, but Jin Su knew this was just the beginning. The first day of the summit had been long. Jin Su walked back to her hotel room alone. Ambassador Han had stayed behind to talk with other Earth allies. The hallways were quiet, and the lights were dimmed to match the night outside. Jin Su felt tired but pleased. Earth had won its first victory. The 3 new star systems would help many human families find new homes. As she reached her door, Jin Su paused. Something felt wrong. The air seemed too still. Iris vibrated softly in her pocket, a warning signal. Jin Su turned just as the first attacker jumped from the shadows. He was Karak, with blue skin and 4 arms, each holding a weapon. Behind him, 5 more figures appeared, 2 Vryn, 2 Azoth, and another Karak. The butcher dies tonight, the first Karak hissed. Jin Su dropped to the floor as a shot from a stun gun passed over her head. She rolled to the side as another shot hit the wall. "We have tech that blocks your powers," one of the Vryn said. "You're just a weak human now." Jin Su almost smiled. They still didn't understand. She had never had powers. She had only been smarter than them. The first Karak rushed at her. Jin Su stepped to the side at the last moment and used his own weight to throw him into the wall. The Karak hit hard and fell to the floor. The others attacked all at once. Jin Su moved quickly, ducking them under their weapons. She was smaller than all of them, but she was faster. One of the Azoth grabbed her arm. Jin Su twisted and broke free, then kicked him hard in the knee. He fell with a cry of pain. Jin Su reached into her pocket and pulled out Iris. The small device glowed blue in her hand. "Iris, security override," she said as she dodged another attack. "Hotel security systems accessed," Iris replied in its calm voice. The lights in the hallway suddenly went bright, blinding the attackers. The emergency doors at each end of the hall slammed shut, trapping everyone inside. "What is she doing?" one of the Vryn shouted. Jin Su moved quickly while they were confused. She hit the second Karak in a spot where his armor was weak. He dropped to his knees. She kicked a gun from a Vryn's hand and used it to stun the other Azoth. In less than a minute, all 6 attackers were on the floor. None were dead, but none could fight anymore. Jin Su was breathing hard but unhurt. She straightened her clothes and put Iris back in her pocket. "Iris, call hotel security and Ambassador Han," she said. "Tell them what happened." 10 minutes later, the hallway was full of security officers and diplomats. Ambassador Han rushed to Jin Su's side. "Are you hurt?" he asked, his face worried. "I'm fine," Jin Su said. "They thought I would be easy to kill." The security chief, a myth with gray skin and wise eyes, looked at the 6 attackers who were now in restraints. "Who sent you?" he asked them. None would answer, but one of the Karak had a small mark on his neck, the royal symbol of Emperor Yunho, the new ruler of what remained of the Karak Empire. "This is a serious violation of Summit peace rules," the myth security chief said to Ambassador Han. "We will file a formal complaint against the Karak Empire." Later, back in her room with guards posted outside, Jin Su sat by the window. She looked at the city lights below and thought about Emperor Yunho. He had risen to power after she had destroyed the old emperor's fleet and freed the human slaves. Jin Su took out a small communication device and recorded a message. She sent it directly to the Karak Empire's royal channel, where she knew Emperor Yunho would see it. The message was simple: "I didn't finish the job last time. Don't make me reconsider." Jin Su knew it was not a proper diplomatic thing to do. Ambassador Han would be angry if he found out. But sometimes, people like Emperor Yunho only understood one language: the language of power and fear. And Jin Su was not afraid to speak it. The morning after the attack, news had spread throughout the summit. Everyone was talking about how Jin Su had defeated 6 trained killers by herself. The stories grew with each telling. Some said she had amazing powers. Others said she could control minds. Jin Su ignored the stories. She sat in a small meeting room with Ambassador Han, who was not happy. "You sent a threat to Emperor Yunho," Han's voice was low but angry. Do you know what you've done? Jin Shu nodded. I sent a clear message. No more attacks. We should have handled this through proper channels, Han said. Proper channels take too long, Jin Shu replied. Now the Emperor knows that I know he sent them. A knock on the door interrupted them. It was Tak Min, the young diplomat Jin Shu had met at dinner. Ambassador Han, Tak Min said with a small bow, the Security Council needs you to review the evidence from last night. Han sighed and stood up. We'll finish this discussion later, he told Jin Shu. Then he left the room. Tak Min stayed behind. He looked at Jin Shu with curious eyes. Is it true? He asked. Did you really fight off 6 assassins? Jin Shu shrugged. There were 6. Now they're in jail. Tak Min sat down across from her. Everyone at the summit is talking about you, about what you did 5 years ago, and what you did last night. He paused. But no one seems to know exactly what you did, how you brought down 3 empires. Jin Shu watched him for a moment. He seemed truly curious, not hateful like most others. Can I trust you? She asked. Tak Min nodded. I serve Earth, same as you. Jin Shu reached into her pocket and pulled out Iris. The small device sat on the table between them, looking like nothing special. This is Iris, she said. It's not a weapon, like most people think. Tak Min looked confused. Then what is it? It's an interface, a very special computer that can talk to other computers. Jin Shu explained. 5 years ago, the empires attacked human colonies. They had big ships and powerful weapons. But do you know what controlled those ships and weapons? Computers, Tak Min said slowly. Automated systems. Jin Shu nodded. The empires thought they were so advanced. They let machines run everything. Their ships, their factories, their slave camps. They didn't need many soldiers anymore. The machines did all the work. She touched Iris, and its screen lit up with a soft blue glow. Iris can talk to those machines, Jin Shu said. It can convince them to do different things. Tak Min's eyes grew wide. You hacked their systems. Yes, Jin Shu said. I turned their own machines against them. Their warships stopped working. Their prison doors opened. Their defense systems shut down. She smiled a little. I didn't destroy their empires with some secret weapon. I just showed everyone how weak they really were. But why do they call you the Butcher? It sounds like you didn't kill anyone, Tak Min said. I didn't. Not directly, Jin Shu said. But when the slaves were freed, many of them fought back against their masters. And when the empires fell, there was chaos. People died. Her voice grew quiet. The empires blame me for all of it. It's easier than admitting their own cruelty caused their downfall. Tak Min looked at Iris with new respect. And they still don't know how you did it, after 5 years. Jin Shu shook her head. They think I have special powers or secret technology from Earth. They don't understand that I just found the weakness in their strength. They depended too much on their machines. And now they hate you for it, Tak Min said. They don't just hate me, Jin Shu replied. They fear me. Because they still don't understand what I did. They can't be sure I won't do it again. She picked up Iris and put it back in her pocket. And I will, if I have to. Tak Min was quiet for a moment. You're not what I expected, he finally said. Jin Shu looked at him. What did you expect? From the stories, I thought you'd be, I don't know, colder, harder. He smiled a little. But you're just trying to protect people, aren't you? Before Jin Shu could answer, the door opened and Ambassador Han returned. Bad news, Han said. The Karak and Vryn delegations are calling for your removal from the summit. They say you're a security risk. Jin Shu stood up. What did the council decide? They're discussing it now, Han said. But I think we're going to need Iris again. Something bigger is happening. This isn't just about you anymore. The summit's main hall was in chaos. Representatives from different worlds were shouting at each other. The Myth Elder tried to keep order, but even his calm voice was lost in the noise. Jin Su stood with Ambassador Han and Tak Min at the back of the room, watching. What happened? Jin Su asked. The Carrick and Vryn delegations made an announcement, Han explained. They say they have proof that Earth is building secret weapons and planning to attack their worlds. Jin Su frowned. That's not true. Of course it's not, Han said. But they have documents and images they say prove it. On the main screen, Jin Su could see pictures of what looked like human warships and weapon factories. The images were good enough to fool many of the representatives. This is familiar, Jin Su said. 5 years ago, they did the same thing. They created fake evidence to justify attacking human colonies. Tak Min looked worried. Will they attack again? Not if we can prove these are fake, Han said. But how? Jin Su thought for a moment. We need to find where these came from. Someone created these images. If we find them, we can show everyone the truth. The Myth Elder finally managed to quiet the room. The summit will take a 3-hour break while the Security Council reviews this evidence, he announced. We will meet again after lunch. As the representatives filed out, Jin Su noticed Jae-hyun, the Azoth delegate, talking with a human she didn't recognize. The human looked nervous and kept looking around as if afraid of being seen. Who is that with Jae-hyun? Jin Su asked. Han looked over. I don't know him, but he's wearing an Earth Alliance pin. He must work for our government. I don't like this, Jin Su said. Iris, can you identify that man? Iris's small screen showed information as it searched databases. Ki-Su, the device reported. Earth Alliance weapons researcher. Fired 3 years ago for proposing illegal weapons development. A weapons researcher talking to the Azoth. Tak Min said. That can't be good. Follow me, Jin Su said. She moved through the crowd, keeping her eyes on Ki-Su and Jae-hyun. The two men left the main hall and went down a side corridor. Jin Su, Han, and Tak Min followed at a distance. They watched as Ki-Su and Jae-hyun entered a small meeting room. Iris, can you access the room's systems? Jin Su whispered. Yes, Iris replied. Audio feed available. Jin Su, Han, and Tak Min listened through Iris as Ki-Su and Jae-hyun talked inside the room. The fake evidence is working, Jae-hyun said. Many representatives believe it. Good, Ki-Su replied. Soon they'll vote to limit Earth's rights in the Alliance. Then you can divide the human colonies among your empires, just like we agreed. And you'll get your payment, Jae-hyun said, plus revenge on the government that rejected your work. Kai-Su laughed. I've waited 3 years for this. Earth's leaders thought my weapon designs were too dangerous. They called me crazy. Now they'll see how crazy I am when their colonies fall. What about the girl? Jae-hyun asked. Jin Su. Don't worry about her, Ki-Su said. I've studied what she did to your empires. I've designed systems that will block her tricks. Your ships and weapons are now protected against her hacking. She won't be able to stop you this time. Jin Su had heard enough. She pushed open the door, with Han and Tak Min behind her. Hello, Ki-Su, she said, planning treason. Kai-Su's face went white with shock. Jae-hyun reached for a weapon. But Tak Min was faster. He knocked the gun from the Azoth's hand. How did you find us? Ki-Su demanded. You're not as clever as you think, Jin Su said. She held up Iris. Iris has been recording everything you said. Now we have proof that the evidence against Earth is fake. Kai-Su smiled suddenly. It doesn't matter. The damage is done. The empires are already moving. Their fleets are on the way here. What fleets? Ambassador Han asked sharply. The combined fleets of the Carrick, Vryn, and Azoth, Ki-Su said proudly. They'll be here by tomorrow. They'll take control of the summit and force a new treaty that will put humans back in their place. Jin Su looked at the man with cold eyes. You betrayed your own people. I helped myself, Ki Su corrected. And I helped destroy the girl who thinks she's so clever. He glared at Jin Su. Your little device won't save you this time. I made sure of that. Security officers arrived and took Ki Su and Jae Hyun away. But Jin Su knew this was just the beginning of trouble. If what Ki Su said was true, enemy fleets were already on their way. And this time, they were ready for her. Alarms woke everyone in the middle of the night. Jin Su jumped from her bed and grabbed Iris as red lights flashed in her room. What's happening? She asked the device. Multiple ships entering the system, Iris reported. Carrack, Vrin, and Ozov designs detected. 43 war vessels in total. Jin Su dressed quickly. She had just pulled on her boots when Tak Min knocked on her door. They're here, he said, his face worried. The enemy fleets arrived earlier than Ki Su said they would. Jin Su nodded. They lied about the timing. They'd wanted to surprise us. They hurried to the emergency meeting room, where Ambassador Han and other Earth representatives were already gathered. The main screen showed the enemy ships surrounding the planet. They're calling themselves a peacekeeping force, Han told them. They say they're here to stop Earth's aggression. Has Earth sent ships to help us? Jin Su asked. Han shook his head. We sent messages, but the enemy is blocking all communications. No one can send or receive signals from outside the system. We're trapped, Tak Min said. Jin Su looked at the screens. What are they demanding? They want Earth to give up its new star systems and place all colonies under imperial oversight, Han said. And they want you, Jin Su, handed over to them for crimes against galactic peace. Everyone looked at Jin Su. She kept her face calm, but inside she felt anger growing. They planned this well, she said, but we can still fight back. She held up Iris. I need access to the main communication center. It won't work, said a voice from the doorway. The Myth Elder stood there, his ancient face sad. Your enemies have learned from their past defeat. All systems on their ships are isolated. They cannot be accessed remotely. Ki Su's countermeasures, Jin Su said, but there must be a way. Suddenly, all screens in the room changed. The face of Emperor Yunho of the Carrack appeared. His blue skin looked dark with anger. People of the summit, he said, our fleets have secured this system for your protection. Earth has been planning attacks against peaceful worlds. We have proof. Surrender the human called Jin Su to us, and we will ensure peace. The message ended, and the screens went back to showing the enemy fleets. They're lying, Tak Min said. We have to tell everyone the truth. How? Han asked. They control all communications. Jin Su thought for a moment. Not all, she said. The summit building has its own internal system. We can use it to reach the other representatives. But we can't leave the hotel, the Myth Elder said. The Carrack have landed troops. They're taking control of the city. As if to prove his words, there was a loud explosion outside. Jin Su ran to the window. She saw Carrack soldiers in the streets below. They were moving toward the hotel. We need to reach the summit building, Jin Su said. It's our only chance to stop this. It's too dangerous, Han argued. We have no choice, Jin Su replied. She turned to Tak Min. Are you with me? He nodded without hesitation. Jin Su looked at Ambassador Han. We need a distraction to get out of here. Han sighed, then nodded. I'll help, but be careful. The Myth Elder stepped forward. I know a way through the underground tunnels. They connect all the main buildings in the city. Jin Su smiled. Then we have a plan. 20 minutes later, Jin Su, Tak Min, and the Myth Elder slipped out of the hotel through a service entrance, while Ambassador Han created a distraction by demanding to speak with the Carrack commander. The enemy soldiers never saw the three figures disappearing into a hidden doorway beneath the hotel. The tunnels were dark and old. The Myth Elder led them with sure steps despite his age. "The summit building is half a mile ahead," he whispered. "But there is something you should know, Jin Su." "What is it?" she asked. "Ki Su is there," the Elder said. "He is helping the empires coordinate their attack, and he has systems designed specifically to stop you." Jin Su's hand tightened around Iris. "Let him try," she said. "He doesn't understand what he's facing." "What do you mean?" Tak Min asked. Jin Su looked ahead into the dark tunnel. "He thinks he knows how Iris works. He thinks he can block it." She smiled slightly. "But Iris has evolved since the last war, and so have I." They moved forward into the darkness, toward a battle that would decide the future of humanity in the galaxy. The underground tunnel ended at a small door. The Myth Elder pressed his hand to the lock, and it opened with a soft click. "This leads to the lower level of the summit building," he whispered. "But there will be guards." Jin Shu nodded. "We'll be careful." They climbed a narrow stairway and found themselves in a dim service corridor. Jin Su could hear voices not far away. "Iris, can you access the building systems?" she asked softly. "Limited access available," Iris replied. "Security systems are controlled from the main communication center." "Then that's where we need to go," Jin Su said. The Myth Elder pointed down the hall. "The communication center is 3 floors up, but Ki Su will be there with his anti-Iris systems." Jin Su thought for a moment, then smiled. "Let him think they work." They moved through the service corridors, avoiding the main halls where Karek and Vrin soldiers patrolled. Twice they had to hide in storage rooms as guards passed. Finally, they reached a service elevator that would take them to the upper floors. "This is as far as I go," the Myth Elder said. "I must return to help the other representatives." Jin Su touched his arm. "Thank you for your help." The Elder nodded. "Remember, Jin Su, the empires think you are their enemy, but their real enemy is their own cruelty and fear." After the Elder left, Jin Su and Tak Min took the service elevator to the 3rd floor. The doors opened to reveal an empty hallway. "The communication center is down that way," Tak Min said, pointing. They moved quietly along the wall. As they turned a corner, Jin Su held up her hand. 2 guards stood outside a large door marked Communication Center. "We need a distraction," Jin Su whispered. Tak Min pointed to a control panel on the wall. "Fire alarm." Jin Shu nodded. Tak Min slipped over to the panel and pressed several buttons. Immediately, alarms began to sound throughout the building. The guards looked around in confusion, then ran toward the main stairs to check what was happening. "Quick," Jin Su said. They hurried to the communication center door. It was locked. "Iris, can you open it?" Jin Su asked. "Negative," Iris replied. "This door has manual locks only." Tak Min pulled something from his pocket. "I have this," he said, showing the security card. "I took it from Jai Hyun when we caught him with Ki Su." The card worked. The door opened and they slipped inside. The communication center was a large room with screens and control panels covering the walls. In the center of the room, Ki Su sat with 3 Vrin technicians. They all looked up in surprise. "Stop them," Ki Su shouted. The Vrin rushed toward Jin Su and Tak Min. Tak Min moved to block them while Jin Su ran toward the main control panel. Ki Su tried to intercept her, but she was faster. She reached the panel and plugged Iris into the system. "It won't work," Ki Su said with a smug smile. "My countermeasures will block your device." Jin Su didn't answer. She typed commands into Iris while Tak Min fought with the Vrin. "Victory is mine," Ki Su said, watching a progress bar on his own screen. "My system is neutralizing your Iris right now." Jin Su finally looked up at him. "That's what I wanted you to think." Kai Su's smile faltered. "What?" While your system was focused on what you thought IRS was doing, IRS was actually doing something else, Jin Su explained. It's not trying to hack the ships anymore. Then what is it doing? Ki Su demanded. Jin Su pressed a final button. Broadcasting. Suddenly, all the screens in the room showed the same thing. Private messages between the Imperial representatives. Messages planning the fake evidence against Earth. Messages discussing how they would divide human colonies among themselves. Messages from Emperor Yunho ordering the assassination of Jin Su. No, Ki Su shouted. He tried to stop the broadcast, but it was too late. This is being sent to every screen in the summit building, Jin Su said, and to every ship in the system, even to the home worlds of the Karek, Vryn, and Azov. Kai Su's face went pale. You can't reach their home worlds. Communications are blocked. Not anymore, Jin Su said. While you thought IRS was trying to attack your ships, it was actually reconnecting the deep space communication network. One of the screens showed something new. Angry crowds on the Karek homeworld. Citizens watching the truth about their leaders' lies. The people of the former empires were told that humans attacked them 5 years ago, Jin Su said. They were never told about the slavery, the prison camps, the attacks on human colonies. Another screen showed Vryn citizens gathering outside government buildings, demanding answers. Your leaders lied to their own people, Jin Su continued. And now those people know the truth. Kai Su slumped into a chair, defeated. You've destroyed everything, he whispered. No, Jin Su said. I've just shown everyone the truth. The empires destroyed themselves with their lies. On the main screen, a message appeared. The Karek and Vryn fleets were withdrawing from the system. On another screen, Emperor Yunho was being escorted from his palace by his own guards. Jin Su turned to Tak Min, who had managed to subdue the Vryn technicians. It's over, she said. Tak Min smiled. You did it again. You brought down empires without firing a shot. Jin Su shook her head. Not me. The truth did it. The truth always wins in the end. 3 days later, the Galactic Summit reconvened. The Grand Hall was different now. The Karek delegation had new leaders. Emperor Yunho was gone, replaced by a council that promised reforms. The Vryn representatives sat quietly, no longer proud and threatening. The Azov Confederacy had sent a new speaker, a younger diplomat who had not been part of the old regime. Jin Su sat beside Ambassador Han, watching as the Myth Elder called the meeting to order. We have lived through difficult days, the Elder said. But truth has prevailed. The plot against Earth has been exposed. Those responsible have been removed from power. Jin Su noticed how many representatives looked at her with new eyes. Not hate or fear now, but respect. Some even nodded to her in greeting. The Karek Council wishes to speak, the Elder announced. A female Karek stood up. Her name was Lunra, and she had been a minor official before the crisis. On behalf of the Karek people, I offer our apology to Earth and especially to Jin Su, Lunra said. Our former emperor's actions were wrong. We ask for a chance to build real peace between our peoples. One by one, representatives from the former empires spoke. They all offered peace. The Azov Confederacy went further, proposing a new treaty of cooperation with Earth. Ambassador Han leaned close to Jin Su. You've changed the galaxy again, he whispered. Jin Su shook her head. Not me. The truth did it. When the formal meetings ended, Jin Su walked to the gardens outside the summit building. The air was fresh and cool. Flowers from many worlds grew in careful patterns. She found a quiet bench and sat down. For the first time in days, she felt tired. Ireus rested in her pocket, silent now, its work done. May I join you? A voice asked. Jin Su looked up to see Tak Min. She nodded, and he sat beside her. How does it feel? He asked. To win again. Jin Su thought for a moment. I don't think about winning or losing. I just do what needs to be done. Tak Min studied her face. They called you the Butcher, but you've never actually killed anyone, have you? Jin Su shook her head. Not directly. I just revealed the truth. Empires built on lies can't survive when everyone sees those lies. They sat in comfortable silence, watching the sunset turn the sky to gold and red. What will you do now? Tak Min asked. Go home, Jin Su said. I want to see my family's farm again. Help with the harvest. Be normal for a while. Will they let you be normal? Tak Min asked with a smile. After all this, Jin Su smiled back. Probably not, but I can try. The next morning, as they prepared to return to Earth, Jin Su faced the representatives of the former empires one last time. They stood in a line, watching as she boarded the transport ship. Some still looked at her with traces of the old hatred. Others seemed unsure, as if they didn't know what to think of her now. A few showed genuine respect. Jin Su walked past them, her head high, her steps sure. She was unbothered by their scorn or their respect. The device in her pocket had saved humanity again, but Jin Su knew the real victory was bigger than that. The empires she once brought to ruin were now dealing with humanity as equals. Old hatreds were fading. New agreements were being written. The galaxy was changing, becoming more fair, more free. As the ship lifted off, Jin Su looked down at New Seoul through the window. The city grew smaller, then disappeared as they entered the clouds. Soon, they would be among the stars, heading home to Earth. Tak Min sat beside her. What are you thinking about? He asked. Jin Su smiled. The future. For the first time in a long time, I think it looks bright. The ship jumped to light speed, and the stars stretched into lines of light. Jin Su closed her eyes. Her mission was complete. Justice had been served. Truth had won. And the girl who had faced the scorn of empires could finally rest, unbothered and at peace.